What's up everyone, this is BigPowner, and today I'm going to be making a really sweet chest. I've already done most of the prep, and to get the stuff prepped, there's already videos that I've done. The main thing being to prep this chest to get the number percent of their life as damage explosion. I did a video on that, so don't struggle if you don't know how to do it yet. Go check out that video. So what I'm going to be making is, I've actually already made one of these for a caster, but I'm going to be doing the same thing, and I'm going to be making it for a attack character. There'll be a lot of videos coming out for the crafts on this character, making this build, so you might want to check that stuff out, or maybe you have a different reason why you want a really sweet attack chest. So what we're starting off with is the enemies you kill explode, dealing 3% of their life as physical damage. You have to have this on a crusader. That's what it is. And then I'm starting with the additional curse. The reason why I'm starting like this is because of how hard the mods are to get, or impossible once you get them on there. We've got other stuff that we want on there, but this is a 25 stat. This is the hardest to get stat, so we get that in a guaranteed way. And then also we are going to take the you can apply an additional curse, because trying to get the two things together outside of slamming them together with the awakener's orb is basically going to be just a huge crapshoot and near impossible. So you have to start with these two mods if you want to make this chest. Um, so yeah, this is what we're going to be doing. This is the keeper base. I already have it. Well, I already got it quality, linked, all that good stuff before I started. This is going to be the keeper base. Always with your awakener's orb, you're going to click on the item that you wish to destroy, and it's going to take one modifier from each item. So you want to make sure that the modifiers that you want to keep are isolated. And what does it mean that it's isolated? We're going to go back and look at this. It means that it only has one of the influence modifiers on it, because if you have more than one influence modifier, it's going to randomly select. So you have to make sure that there's none of these other modifiers on here. So we don't want any percent maximum life, or physical damage taken as chaos, or regen, or any of this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and look and make sure we don't have any of that stuff. And a quick way to check that is also, it's you can see it says hunters, and then on this one it says crusaders. But it's good to check, because you don't want to be wasting, these are about 4 exalts right now, so you don't want to be wasting this, and also all the prep. So I'd wind up losing quite a bit of currency if I were to take and slam these two things together, because I actually had to use an influence orb on this to get it to this state, and then get buying the base or creating the base. There's a decent amount invested in it. The total craft cost on this, outside of just my tier 1 my tier 1 seed common modifiers that I've used to create this, is about 7 exalts is what this craft is going to cost. A little bit more expensive because I'm going with a much better base. So we're going to click the item that we want to destroy, and then we're going to click on the item that we want to keep. And then it's going to put that on there, and as you can see, it guaranteed that we kept those two modifiers. I actually have wound up in a really good place on this one, because it's taken and given me like really easy to craft. I'm actually, because I don't know what my seed stock is, I'm actually going to go ahead and just craft life on this to take and fill up my top so I can work on my bottom. If I wanted to go triple resistance on this, I could just, I could just do that. Craft life on here. Which I'm going to work on doing the life for life swap. So the nice thing about the way that this chest is set up is, ideally I'm going to have a tier 1 life, like you can check out on my other character. I rerolled it until I had perfect tier 1 life. Then the last thing that we're going to be adding to this is going to be the physical crit. So we're going to go ahead and go back and look at PoEDB. The nice thing about this is we have, like I said, a situation where we can guarantee the stuff that we want on this. So this is attack and critical. So both of these are tagged with critical, so we don't want to use that. Also, that's more expensive. And then we can look at what else there is on here that's attack. There's nothing inherently on this strength base that's attack, so we don't have to worry about that. So we only have this as an attack modifier on this base. Here you can see we have no other attack modifiers, which means all we have to do to guarantee get the increased base crit to attacks is just go ahead and slam it with augment attack, which I hope I have. All right, there we go. Sweet. And then if I wind up getting the tier 2, then I can just do a I believe, yeah, remove attack, add attack until I have the tier 1. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Make sure that you don't do something silly. But augment new attack. I have my prefixes. Filled. One suffix open. Augment attack, and it gives me the attacks have 0.9. So that's the tier 2. So now I'm gonna have to do remove attack, add attack until I wind up with the tier 1. We'll go see if I have remove attack, add attack. I got a lot, but you know, sometimes I wind up burning through all of one type. Move, attack, oopsies, attack, add, attack. So you want to make sure you don't do the remove non-attack, because that would ruin the item. So I have one here. There's another one. Okay, I've got quite a few. So, we'll bring some randomized attack modifiers to get that nice and pretty once I get it on there. Always good to double check stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure this base, you know, like, I know what I'm doing, but I always want to be careful, because like if I wind up accidentally using the wrong thing and I wind up removing one of those 2 top modifiers, then I've basically screwed my item. So we're going to do remove attack modifier from an item, add a new attack modifier. As you can see, they added the nice tags on here, so we can see that I clearly only have 1 attack modifier, and so I'm just going to do that and hope that I hit the tier 1 this time. Remove attack modifier, add attack modifier, and there we go. I have the tier 1 on there now. So it's 1.14, so actually I'm going to go ahead and randomize the numeric values of random attack modifiers. 1.29. So I'm just gonna wind up doing this over and over until I have that. So there are other cool things which, you know, I'm gonna wind up doing that. I got my other one to 1.49, but the point of this isn't for you to see, you know, me actually sit here and do get it to a perfect item or near perfect item. The point is so that you guys can kind of see the process more. I think I explained it really well in the other one, but I just wanted to cover this one because one was for spell, which we're using the caster modifier. The other one was for the attack modifier.
I cannot do this yet.
Let's see this guy. I can't redo this video, and I'm spending currency, so I gotta grab this real quick. What stash tab? Stash tab, sale early. Sale early. 21, 23. Okay. So getting back to this, the nice thing is pretty much everything that we can get isn't really going to put us into a bad situation. The one situation that I do want to talk about is if you wind up with something, say like a physical modifiers, because we do have physical modifiers. One of my friends actually wound up with this situation where he had a physical modifier on his item in the bottom, and obviously you want this to be like near perfect. So the way that you're going to do that, because the only things that we care about after the initial slam, because, you know, the number % crit, obviously we can guaranteed reroll that as many times as we want until we have exactly what we want. So we don't want to start, you know, rolling stuff on there until we have everything off that we can't remove. I wound up with a cold tag and a lightning tag, so I can do anything with those, because I can use remove cold, you know, remove lightning, or I can just re-roll those till those are high tier resistance rolls. One of the things that I'll probably wind up doing is once I get a natural rolled HP on there, then I'll probably wind up doing the dual mod percent 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 quality with probably either intelligence or with intelligence or dexterity, because those are the extra stats that I need. An 18% quality, that quality on the item is going to increase its armor. Or if I wind up going with an enchantment, then it's going to wind up benefiting that, which an option for this, because I need to stack life on this, is I can put the 18% quality on it, and then I can enchant it so that it has, for every 2% quality, 2% quality equals 1 HP. Oh, that's the mana one. So this is one option. This right here, enchant body armor. Quality does not increase defenses. Grants +1 life per 2% quality, which on this build specifically, could be a good idea for me to go for, because I'm using Immortal Call instead of, I'm not stacking full armor on this build, so I'm not using my defensive skill that way. So I might go for just the extra HP, because it'll be 48%. 48% quality on my item, which means that I could have 24 extra HP, which means I could wind up having 156 total HP with perfect rolled tier 1 HP on there, which, obviously just is a matter of re-rolling and re-rolling and re-rolling until you hit it, which I didn't have luck on my first one. Well, I feel lucky that I eventually hit it, but, a lot of re-rolling. You kind of got to decide how much you want to re-roll, because if you hit that like tier 2, tier 3, where it's like quite a bit better than the crafted, do you really want to continue rolling? Um, I did on my first one. I don't know if I will on my second one, but I am making this one a lot nicer, so I might wind up doing that. But I got a lot of other gear to craft. Anyways, there are a couple things that are like cool on this one that you can re-roll to get to make it like even cooler. We do have the number percent chance to gain a power charge and critical strike. This is a pretty cool thing that we can add, like if you don't need resistances or you don't really care about the quality or something like that, you could wind up doing that. The way that you would do that is you would go ahead and get you would go ahead and get one of these on there, or you could actually put both of them on to guarantee you that the critical slam gives you this, because you only have 3 potential critical modifiers. You could go for the risk and slam it with both of these things on there, but because the crit augment is so much more expensive, probably what I'd do is I'd wipe the bottom, I'd augment attack, augment caster, then augment critical, so it would guaranteed put it on there. And then you could just do a remove caster, which would guaranteed remove the one thing that you don't want, and then you'd have one slot open to do whatever you want with. I personally don't think that I'm going to do that, because I'm going to be running Assassin's Mark on my build, which generates power charges, so it would kind of be like a redundant thing. I mean, it would help me with power charge generation on bosses, but this isn't really going to be a bosser for me. I have a dedicated boss killer, and when he comes out of the map and jumps in on the boss, he's already going to have rage stacks and stuff like that. So for me specifically, for this build, that's not really something that's worthwhile for me to go for. It would make it look cooler, but it wouldn't really actually serve very much purpose for me as far as making the item better. So what I was saying about oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show that to you guys. What I was talking about right is right here, this number percent chance to gain a power charge on critical. The only other possible critical modifiers are these ones. This one's tagged caster, this one's tagged attack. You augment caster, augment attack, then augment with critical, so that you guaranteed get the number percent chance on power critical, so you don't wind up possibly having to use 3 augment criticals, which would be kind of miserable. Make it a guaranteed, because those other ones are more common. The critical comes from tier 2, and it's like, one of the most expensive modifiers as far as this league, pretty consistently. So that's probably a way to guarantee, well, that is a way to guarantee to get it on there, if that's something that you want. Like I explained, this is kind of like hypothetical for someone else. But anyways, that's pretty much how I want it. I don't really want anything else of this stuff. I'm probably just gonna actually go with resistances. but I might wind up changing that later on. I don't know. But right now I'm happy. I just need to re-roll the level of these, and I'll be good. And then get my natural HP on there. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, that was what I keep on not forgetting. So if you wind up with something bad on the bottom that you don't have a tag that you can guaranteed remove on, you need to use one of the prefixes. Fixes not. So you need to use one of. Maybe I'm typing it wrong. Okay, reroll the. Oh no, that's a values one. I did use some of these for myself, so I don't know if I might not have an extra one. I hope that I have a. I hope that I have one. Oh, oh no, that's values. Okay, here we go. So this right here, reforge an item with lucky values, keeping all prefixes. So this would be like the exact same thing that we'd want. They come in non-lucky. They come in with some different descriptions. But this is basically what I would do is I would use that if I had something stuck in the bottom. And what do I mean something stuck? Like if I had like number percent reduced physical damage taken, and I don't want that. Well, I can't pull that off with remove physical it because then I would be taking basically a 50-50 chance of accidentally removing um, my number percent explode, and if I do that, then my item is basically ruined. So I don't want to. I definitely don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to do that. I definitely don't want you to do that. So what you would do is, like I said, the only things that are in the prefixes that we can't change. Talk about a big upgrade. Level 25 armor to that. Um, so the only thing that we can't control, that we can't guarantee put on there, are those two things that we started with. So if you use this reforge item with lucky modifier values, keep all prefixes, you're guaranteed to get another shot at like stuff to work with on the bottom. Just make sure it's the right one. Make sure that it's not reroll prefixes. But this is an extra technique that you can use for manipulating the item after the initial roll. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.